Does anyone remember what we're learning?
Saying a Berachah. Well, I don't know if this is.
We were talking about
Smells. Oh, yeah.
What did you say? Smells, which I haven't had to say that Berachah over in like almost a year now.
I was gonna say if you should don't say an after Berachah on smells because the smell just goes away.
Oh, very good. So that's going to be part of the review. So we're holding in the middle of the dinim, the halachas, the laws of making the blessings on smell. So as we mentioned last week, we know that just like one may not eat until they make a blessing to thank Hashem for the food, because it's something that the body derives pleasure and benefit from it. So therefore, before taking pleasure, deriving benefit, one has to thank Hashem for it. So the exact same thing when it comes to smell. Now, does anybody remember what exactly, which part of your body actually derives the smell?
Your neshama.
Your neshama, very good. So it's not something which is necessarily a physical pleasure, but it's something which is the neshama derives pleasure from. That's why by Havdalah, right, when the neshama yeseda, the extra neshama, so to speak, leaves us, right, by Shabbos we get the neshama yeseda, the extra neshama. When Shabbos leaves, our neshama is a little bit down. So in order to cheer it up, so to speak, we make a bracha on besamim by Havdalah. So the pasuk says, "Kol haneshama tahalel ka," that the whole neshama should praise Hashem. And what is something that only the neshama derives benefit from? This is smell. Now, as you mentioned, let's just review it outside for everyone to hear. Why do you not make a blessing after smell? It goes away. Correct. So buy food. It's the same. Oh, it's the same idea. So just like by food, well, not just like by food, when you eat, the food stays in the body. So even after you did the actual act of eating, and the act of deriving pleasure from the food is already gone, but the body is still deriving pleasure from the food. Therefore, you can still make an after blessing, right? There's a 72 minutes or whatever it is for the food to digest. So for this whole entire time period, the body is still gaining and benefiting from the food that you ate. When it comes to smell, no, it doesn't work like that. As soon as you smell, that's it. The moment you stop smelling, the pleasure is gone. The body is not deriving any more pleasure. Therefore, there's nothing what to make a bracha chrena and after blessing on. Okay. Now we go to then we were discussing the nitty-gritties of which blessing you make on what. This is going to be tricky. If anyone remembers, call good job.
Can you say it one more time?
Which blessings you make on what? So if you're smelling something which is a fruit, which bracha do you make?
Not the sun.
Nabasamin. Okay, correct. So which bracha do you make?
Oh, I got it.
I'll tell you a secret. Look in number 2. If you look in number 2, you can cheat. Just don't tell me you looked.
What page, sir?
Page 372 or 373. So let's just quickly read inside. Okay, how does one recite the blessing on a good smell, on a good fragrance? If what you are smelling is a fruit and the fruit is edible, right? It's an edible fruit. Whether it's a fruit which grows from a tree, whether it's a fruit which grows from the ground, even though you would not necessarily eat this fruit by itself, you would only eat it with a mixture with something else. Again, agis, muscat, citron, and esrog, mishayim, yimeis, rashanachots, mesukash, ulidan inside, mekol malkim, kevin, sheikar la'achila, mavarech, asher nasan, reach, taiv, ba'peirei. Since, so even if when you're eating this fruit, you're not eating it by itself, you would only eat it as a mixture. So you have, let's say, a citron, and any citrusy fruit. Nobody's going to take a bite out of that, right? I don't know, maybe some people will, but you're not going to bite a lemon necessarily or a lime. You're going to eat it together with something else. You're going to squeeze it out, whatever it is. But since ultimately it is made for eating purposes, so therefore you make the special blessing of Ashenosan Reach Tev Baperes, that Hashem gave good smell in fruits. So you make Baruch Ata Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam Asher Nasan Reach Tev Baperes. Now say it 20 times. Yeah. Okay, so again, these blessings are not so common, but if you ever want to look it up, it's in chapter 58 in the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. You'll find it. And when do you make a blessing? Only when you actually have in mind to smell. If you're just eating, you're cutting it, and it happens to be that it's giving off a smell, and you're smelling it, not necessarily do you, no, not necessarily, you do not make a berachah. You do not make a blessing. It's only when you have in mind to specifically smell. Yes.
If you're walking into a rose garden.
So if you have in mind to actually go and smell the fruit, the flowers, you're going and you're smelling, you're enjoying, then you make a blessing. If it's just coming to you, but you're not really going to, that's not the purpose of why you went there, it just happens to be there, you don't make a blessing.
But roasted coffee.
Oh, very good. When you have in mind to smell it, when you actually go.
Don't have in mind to smell it.
No. Only when you have in mind. When you're going to specifically smell it, the coffee beans, once they're roasted, when you're actually going the kavana with the intent to smell them because you enjoy the smell, then you make the blessing. So from here we see you should drink the real stuff and not the instant stuff. That was a joke. Yes, somebody who who smells roasted coffee that has a good smell, you still make the blessing of Asher Nasan Reach Tev Baperes. Good. Now, something which is from a tree or tree derived, so to speak, you make the blessing of Bayrei Atzei V'Samim. That's a little bit different. So hadas, a myrtle, roses, all of that kind of stuff. You make a Bayrei Atzei V'Samim. So why can't you make the same blessing that we made on the fruit? Because it's different. A fruit is made to eat, so it deserves its own blessing. A tree is not designated to be eaten, so therefore it gets its own blessing. On something which is a herb or a grass, you make Beire Isvei Besamim, you make its own blessing. If something is not a fruit, it's not a tree, it's not a grass, you make Beire Minei Besamim, you make the blessing of The same one you make by Abdullah. Beirei minei v'samim. Also the same idea when it comes to good smelling mushrooms, you make the bracha of Beirei minei v'samim. Okay, Vav number 6, we're holding by the next page. Al Shem and Nefarsamein Hagadol B'Eretz Yisrael, on the special balsam oil which grows in Eretz Yisrael. You make Machashivusei Shegadol B'Eretz Yisrael Kovle Bracha B'Fnei Atzmei Mevarchen Allah Beirei Shemin Arev. So if you have balsam oil which is coming from Eretz Yisrael, you make Beirei Shemin Arev, that Hashem made the pleasantly scented oil. What happens now if you made a blessing which is designated for fruits on the one for tree, on something which is really from a tree or from a herb? What's the halacha? Did you fulfill your obligation? No, you didn't do it. You have to do it again. Correct. Yes. Oh, so here we're talking about you made a mistake. You thought the lemon was really a tree product, let's say. You didn't realize, oh, it's a fruit. So you made it on the fruit. You made a blessing which belongs to a tree. So you made the wrong one. So it happened. So you say Baruch Shem Kivei Al Chosei Levad. You say what you say after you make the wrong blessing, and you recite the proper blessing, and then you can smell. Now, what happens if I have no idea what this is, but I really want to smell it? Exactly. Yeah, you make a bracha of Beirei minei v'samim.
Like the shehecheyanu smells.
Exactly. It's like the shehecheyanu by smells. But again, it's only if you can find out what it is. If you can make a quick Google search, and it's going to tell you very on the spot if it's a fruit or if it's a herb or whatever it is, you can find out in just a second what it is. One should definitely search it.
Just curiosity. I mean, I see people being very careful about the correct brush of the food. But on spices, it's not
Nobody makes
being done. So
that's why we're learning.
I know you're supposed to. I'm just saying, why is that held more lightly? And
That's an excellent question, and the answer is simply because of lack of knowledge. That's all it is. So that's why we're learning it. So when everyone here is going to learn the halacha so well, we'll be able to teach everyone else. They'll even show them inside. You'll know it so well. You're going to show them, oh, look, it's chapter 58. Here you can learn all the halachas pertaining to the smell. That's the answer. When you see people that they're doing something wrong, they're not bad people. They just don't know. They didn't learn. And that's okay. It's our job to teach them, right? So it's not, but you're right. It's not any lighter than making a blessing on a fruit. It's the same thing. You have to definitely make a blessing. And if you see somebody who doesn't, then you have to, on the side when nobody else sees, say, by the way, the halacha is you also have to make a blessing, a bracha on smell.
So what if you just say to yourself, okay, I'm just going to make name on everything?
No, it's better not to. The best is, maybe I can do it, to print it out, a little chart, and you'll have it with you in your pocket, or if you keep your
That
wallet
would
with
be
you.
great, because this is the one section I am very confused on.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
You're not the only one.
Like the rest of halacha, I'm great. You tell me, let's go. This one, way over.
All right. So maybe it's a good idea. I'll see if they have it already made. If not, we'll have to make it. That's Hashem.
Oh, there's your shluchos.
Oh, there we go. Ches, halacha number 8. Oil or water that you spiced it with fragrances, and the fragrances are still sitting there. So that's simple. Whatever you spiced it with, that's the blessing that you make on it. So if you use the rose products, so you make the proper blessing for that. If you used a fruit, the citrus of a fruit, whatever it is, then as long as it's still sitting there, you make the appropriate bracha for whatever you use to spice it. Now, what happens if I spiced it with two things? I used herb products and I used fruit products to spice the water, to spice the oil. What do? Can anyone cheat by looking inside? Exactly. You make a bracha of besamim. And the same is true anytime they have more than one thing to make a blessing on. They're mixed in together, so you always make the blessing of besamim. Now, what happens if I have a fruit and I have something which is from a tree, and I have a herb, and I have regular spices? So I have four things. I have something from a tree. I have something from from a fruit, from a tree, herbs, and other things. What do? Did I just make one blessing to cover them all? Or what would I do? Can I make a shehecheyanu and eat them all?
Yes. No.
Oh, very good.
Most things, but then you can eat them all.
Exactly. So we do is like this. So first you make on the fruit, then you make on the wood, then you make on the herbs, and then everything else you make a beidim minei v'samim. Okay, we'll leave it for now. It's confusing, no? The easiest thing is to make a chart and to take it from there. Okay, we're holding the next chapter, Siman Nun chapter 59. The laws of making a Shehecheyanu and Hatov Vehameitiv. The laws of making a Shehecheyanu. Shehecheyanu is you're thanking Hashem for the good news. Well, we'll see exactly when you say it, but for the good news or for the whatever it is. Hatov Vehameitiv is when it's for more than just one person. If the good thing that you just heard affects not just you, but others also, so you make Hatov Vehameitiv. So again, there's two blessings. There's a bracha of Shehecheyanu. Shehecheyanu is you're thanking Hashem either for making it to this point in your life. You're thanking Hashem for the opportunity. You're thanking Hashem for something new that you got. And Hatov Vehameitiv is when not only does it benefit you, but it benefits others. So halacha number one, halacha aleph. So we're holding page 376, 377, aleph, number one. Al Shmuel is Tevish Sheshama Mipi Adam Ne'eman Shara Sadavar Mikol Shekenim Hu Ba'atzmi Ra Sadavar Im Hitev Rak Loi Levadei Mevarech Shehecheyanu. If a person hears good news, good tidings from a reliable person, so somebody came and gave you such good news, or you yourself saw it. So if it's something which only benefits you, so somebody came, they ran to you and they said, I'm telling you, you just won the lottery. You won $20 million, right? So that benefits only you. It's you were the winner. So then you'd make a bracha, the blessing of Shehecheyanu, right? However, if this good news is good not just for you, but it's also good news for somebody else also, then Mevarech, you make the blessing of Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Ha'olam Hatov Vehameitiv. What does that mean, Hatov Vehameitiv? Kaleimar Hatov Lei Vehameitiv L'Chaveirei. Hatov Vehameitiv means like this. Hatov means which is good for you. Vehameitiv means Vehameitiv L'Chaveirei, that it's good for your friend also. So you benefit and your friend benefits. So again, if you hear good news, but you're the only one benefiting from this news, you make the bracha of Shehecheyanu. Everyone here knows the bracha of Shehecheyanu, right? By candlelighting, by Yom Tov, like Shehecheyanu, K'manu V'Gyanu L'Zman Hazeh, right? So that's if it's good news for you. If you hear good news, which also benefits your friend, then you make the bracha of Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam Hatov Vehameitiv. Hatov means which is good for you. Vehameitiv is good for your friend also. So it includes both.
So we say, don't do.
Yeah, Hatov Vehameitiv. Yeah, exactly.
Is it including everything?
What do you mean?
Everything for the like it?
Yeah, anything which is a real good news.
Is really good.
Oh, we'll see.
Baby.
Baby is one of them, correct? Correct.
Okay, of course.
Yeah. You won the lottery. What else is there good news?
If someone is coming to the first time.
Oh, we'll see. Oh, very good. We'll see. It's a very good question. Very, very good question. That's a very good question. What happens the first time you visit a very special place? Oh, very good. We'll see in a second. It's brought down that many chassidim, the first time they see the Rebbe, they'll make a Shehecheyanu.
So we're gonna say
Of course, you're going to say when Mashiach comes, you're going to say there's a whole list of
Five brachos.
yeah, there's a whole list of brachas you're going to make.
we need to know it by heart, right?
Sure, start preparing.
Okay.
Not too much time.
Amen.
So, im b'shal shorayas shemer es shmo ene yachol levarich machas gufay machas mekame yachol levarich achakach v'chein bevirchas dain ha'emes. If at the moment when you hear the good news, you're not able to make the blessing, either because you're in a place where one is not allowed to make a blessing, whatever reason it is, you can still recite the blessing of Shehecheyanu, and also the opposite of Berachos Dain Ha'emes. Base number 2. Yeah, page 378 in the Lashon HaKodesh, 379 in the English. Chayav ha'adim levarich es Hashem yizbarach shmei gam al hara. One also has to make a blessing to Hashem even on things which are not good news. Shene'emar, how do we know? Where do we derive this from? It says, Ve'ahavta es Hashem elokecha b'chol levavecha b'chol nafshecha b'chol me'yadecha. You have to love Hashem, your God, b'chol levavecha, with all of your heart, b'chol nafshecha, with all your soul, b'chol me'yadecha, with all your might. What does that mean? With your whole heart, it means b'shnei yitzarecha, both of your yitzers, yitzer tov and yitzer hara. Yitzer tov and yitzer hara. Perish gam kashur esik binyanei elam hazeh yikayim b'chol drachecha dayeyu. What does it mean, yitzer hara? It means not literally yitzer hara that's telling you not to do good things, but even when you deal with mundane things like browsing the internet for business purposes, or walking on the street, or doing business, whatever it is, when you're going out into the world, you have to love the Eibishter in every single thing that you do. It has to be done, that every single action that you do, even if it seems mundane, you bring Hashem into it. Right? That's what it says right here in halacha. We're not learning Chassidus now. This is halacha. Yeah. Yeah, sure.
So I thought something was, big occasion by the younger.
Yeah, also.
Something good happens to you.
You also make a Shehecheyanu.
Nice, and you like it, you still say,
Yeah,
I don't get where, really?
sure. Anytime you have a good news.
Anytime you just say.
Oh, so we'll see what the criteria are, but it's not just for Yom Tov, correct? It's also for good news. If somebody has a child, we'll see. We'll get to the nitty gritty of.
Could I make a specific example? A previous landlord refunded my security, which I never expected because they usually don't do it. And he sent me a text, do I make a Shehecheyanu at that point?
We'll see. It's a very good question. So actually, we're actually going to go through the nitty gritty examples of what you do and what you don't. It's a very good question. It's a very, very good question. Yeah, everyone heard the question. What are the criteria of good news? So Mitzvah Hashem, we're going to go through each and every single one of the examples. So again, halacha number 2, halacha beis, we're learning that you have to thank Hashem not just for the things which are good, but also things which are seemingly not good. You still have to thank Hashem. How do we know? Because the pasuk says, "Ve'ahavta Hashem eleikecha." You have to love Hashem, your God, b'chol levavcha, with both of your hearts. What does it mean? Sorry, with all of your heart. What does it mean with all of your hearts? The shnei yitzarecha. That when you're Isaac, when you're involved in kedusha, when you're sitting, you're learning in your halacha class, or when you're going on the street, I still have to love Hashem, and you have to bring Hashem into even the mundane. B'chol nafshecha. What do we learn out from b'chol nafshecha? Afilu neitalas nafshecha. Even if it takes your nefesh, it takes you. You still have to love Hashem. And b'chol me'edecha means b'chol mameincha, with all of your possessions. Davar acher, another explanation from this pasuk. B'chol me'edecha. How else do we learn b'chol me'edecha? B'chol midah shemeida lecha. Any way that Hashem measures or treats, so to speak, you. Bein midah teva, bein midah speranis, have a meida loy. So b'chol me'edecha is every single way that Hashem can literally to measure you. Either it's positive, either it's not positive. Nevertheless, you still have to be thankful and acknowledge that it's from Hashem. So mahu mevarech, what blessing do you say? Al shmo Yisrael is mevarech baruch atah Hashem l'keinu melech ha'olam dayan ha'emes. Anytime there's a negative, you hear not good news, so you make the blessing of baruch atah Hashem l'keinu melech ha'olam dayan ha'emes, that Hashem is the true judge. Right? So we may not understand something, yeah.
What's the difference between that and like when someone passes away, you say Berachos Dayanis?
That's the same thing. It's the same thing. So so there's two things.
Saying Hashem's name during one of them and not
Oh, very good. So the person who makes this blessing is only the immediate relatives who are obligated to do so. So then you say Hashem's name. Everyone else says Baruch Adayin Ha'emes. You don't say Hashem's name because that person is not a direct relative. They don't have the obligations of mourning. So the ones who have the obligations of mourning, you make the blessing of Baruch Adayin Ha'emes with Hashem's name. And everyone else, you say Baruch Adayin Ha'emes without Hashem's name because you don't have the obligation of mourning. But it's a powerful blessing. You make the blessing of Dayan Ha'emes, the true judge, right? Any other judge, no one's perfect. No one's perfect, and you see it that people they convicted for the past 25 years, 30 years, life sentences, whatever it is, they found out he was innocent the whole time, right? So they're not. A human being is limited. They're not the true judge. They can only do their best, so to speak. And even then, they can make mistakes, even when they try their best. Dayan ha'emes means it's truth. This is emes. There's no two ways about it. This is exactly truth and truth through and through, from beginning till end. If somebody hears a few pieces of news in one shot, ben teves, ben rois, whether they're good, whether they're not good, you make one blessing. So if you heard you won the lottery and you had a baby and you built a new house, right? You had so many pieces of good news. One blessing of Shehecheyanu covers everything. This is important. A person is obligated to bless Hashem for the negative, b'deah shlema, with a full conscience of nefesh chafetza, k'meisha mevarech al teva, shenever chesed u'mishpat ashir lecha Hashem azamera. One has to bless Hashem the exact same way for the negative as they do for the positive. In chesed ashira, v'mishpat ashira. So what do we see? The pasuk says, Chesed umishpat ashira laHashem. Ashir lecha Hashem azamera. Yeah? Chesed, when Hashem does good in a way that is revealed to us, and umishpat, It's put together. Mishpat means judgment. So chesed, kindness, and judgment, both of them, the pasuk says, Ashir lecha Hashem as Ameir, I will sing to you Hashem and I will praise you. If it's chesed, if it's revealed kindness, Ashir, I will sing to you. V'mishpat, if it's judgment, Ashir, I will still sing to you. Because even negative things, for those who are servants of Hashem, it's truly a simcha and it's for their own good. Why? Since a person accepts upon themselves with happiness, with love for Hashem, whatever He decreed upon them, with full emunah, with full belief, everything is there to ultimately atone for what they did in the past. So what comes out, if you accept it with true happiness and you truly believe this is for my own good, as hard as it could be and I don't understand it and it's painful and I just don't get it, but you accept it that this is what Hashem wants for you and you work on yourself. It comes out that this itself, you fulfilled Avodas Hashem. You fulfilled serving Hashem. So it's not easy. It's not easy. Everyone here learns Tanya, right? So in Tanya, it's brought down that anytime something not good happens, it's only in the Alma Disgali. It's only in this physical world that we see that it's not good. It's hard, it's painful, it doesn't make any sense. What is going on over here? I did so many good things and this is happening, so on and so forth. The answer is, that's for now. But in Alma Disgasya, in true reality of things, it's the best possible thing that can happen for you. Right now, it's not revealed. But when Mashiach comes, you're going to look back and say, wow, what a favor that was for me.
But we will see things in the from the past.
You'll understand, yeah. You'll see, wow, Hashem did everything. You will know that this was such a favor that Hashem did for me. Sometimes you can even see it in this physical world. You know, I didn't take this bus and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? It happens. It happens. There's plenty of people that have stories. You know, I was running late and then and it can be a very small thing, like children wanted to go to a certain, somebody just told me in shul, when he was much younger raising his kids, he was already a grandfather. His kids wanted to go to a baseball game. A baseball game. All their friends were going and his kids wanted to go too. He didn't feel it's appropriate for his kids. You know, what are you wasting your time in a baseball game? But he's not going to argue with them. He said, listen, honestly, you're not missing out on anything over there, but I'll give you a choice. You can either decide to go, or if you don't go, I'll give you the money for the tickets and you can spend it on what you want. It's a challenge. They're kids, right? I mean, they really want to go, especially your friends are going, so on and so forth. What happened? They decided, you know what, we're not going to go. We'll take the money and we'll do something that's fun. Turns out, after the friends came back, they all said, oh, it was so lame, it was so boring, I didn't understand what was going on. Not for us. So after the fact, who won? The kids who didn't go. After the fact, they realized how nice it was. They got the money now. They can do whatever they could with the value of those tickets. Right? But beforehand, for a little child, this is the worst thing in the world. All my friends are going and I'm not going. You know, I'll get a few dollars out of it, but I'm missing out on all the fun. After the fact, you realize you actually didn't miss out on anything. You're actually way better off with your $15, whatever it is that you got. So the same thing is in life on a much bigger level. You know, sometimes things may be a little bit difficult and you just don't understand what is going on. Right? What is going on? I don't understand. Why can't I just do it? Why can't I get accepted to this? So on and so forth. And the reality is, you're right, it could be at this moment you don't see it, but ultimately, either you're going to see it in this physical world, ultimately this was the best decision for you, And if you don't see this in the physical world, when Mashiach comes, you're going to see it. You know, there's so many times that the Rebbe told people to do things, and it's like, whoa, this is a big test. You know, do not invest in this. This what you want to invest in. Don't touch that. Go to this far, crazy place that seemingly you're not going to have any success in, so on and so forth. And it's questionable. What do? You listen. That's what the Rebbe says. And what happened? That property that you were looking into shut down. That property that you were really not interested in became now the main part of town. Value shot up, and you're the winner. But until you got to that point, it was very hard, right? So the same thing in life is with every single other thing. Whatever happens, you have to thank Hashem, because ultimately, this is for your benefit. And that's why you make the blessing of Baruch Dain Ha'emes. Why? Because ultimately, it's from Hashem, and you have to thank Hashem for it. Gimel, halacha number 3. Interesting. Higia elav teva sheshama shmo teva. Somebody received good news. Either they themselves saw it or they heard it from somebody else. Even though you see that, oh, you know, it's not really such good news because I know down the line it's going to be not good, right? Oh, right here, Kagoin, for example. You found something. If the king would have found out that you have it, you're going to take everything from you. You still make the blessing of Hatov and Vehameitiv. So what happened over here? You found something, and ultimately this really benefits you, right? But you know that if, I'm saying this isn't in a time where this existed, but the king would find out that you have it, he wants it.
Can you say maybe example?
More example? No. I have a few. Wait. No, it's okay. Thank you. I have a few examples, but I'll get to it in a second. It's a good question.
If we use the lottery, but the government will take 50%.
Okay, that's a good example. Yeah, that's an example. But ultimately, then you're still winning. Also, if something not positive happened to you, or you heard not good news, even though you know that ultimately this not good news is actually going to work for your benefit, interesting. Somebody who the opposite happened, not positive things, but ultimately you know it's actually going to work out for you. For example, somebody who had a field, and the field flooded, and all of the crops went to waste. Ultimately, it's a source of great benefit because your whole field was just watered, and it's actually going to end up benefiting you. So let's say you have an old junky car, and it's about to go any day, and somebody smashed it up. You really know that you're going to collect good insurance from it, much more than it's worth now, for example, right? But ultimately, right now, your car was destroyed. So at the moment, you have to make the blessing at the way it goes by at the moment. So if at the moment it's not a positive thing, you have to make the Berachah Baruch Dain Ha'emes, even though ultimately you know you're going to benefit from it. because it all goes by the moment. Daled, halacha number 4, page 380 in the Lashon HaKodesh, 381 in the English. And whatever the Almighty does is for the good. A person should always be accustomed to say that whatever Hashem does is for the good. It's not just a nice thing to do. It's Ban Halacha. You see? It's halacha, yeah. A person should be accustomed to say whatever the Almighty does, whatever Hashem does is for the good. Hey, Yalda Ishte Zacher, if a person's wife gave birth to a boy, Mevarach Hatov Vehameitiv, V'gam Isha Tevarach Ken, also the mother, the mother also recites his blessing. Sorry. The Mesa Isha, if Chas V'Shalom, it was a terrible thing that the mother passed away during childbirth. Shehecheyanu. You still make Shehecheyanu. The haleka Hatov lachrina. You don't make Hatov Vehameitiv. Hatov Vehameitiv means that both of you benefit. If Chas V'Shalom, this is just halacha. If Chas V'Shalom, one of them passed away, then you only make Shehecheyanu because you're the only one benefiting. And Chen Imesa Ab, also if Chas V'Shalom, the father passed away, Kelim Shiladate, before the mother gave birth, he Berachah Shehecheyanu. She makes Shehecheyanu. Why? Because the simcha is only by one person. Vav, halacha number 6.
You mean only for her?
What?
When the
If Chas V'Shalom.
yeah.
Yeah, so then the father makes Shehecheyanu, but the opposite also. If the mother was expecting and Chas V'Shalom, the father passed away before the baby was born, she only makes Shehecheyanu, not Hatov Vehameitiv. Chas V'Shalom. Vav. If somebody Chas V'Shalom lost a relative, Chas V'Shalom, or even if it's not somebody who's a relative, Elishu Adam Kasher, he's a proper person, a good and a person. And for sure, if the person was a Torah scholar, that it causes one pain. One recites the blessing of Dayan Ha'emes. And on somebody that it doesn't cause you so much pain, meaning you're not so close to them, it doesn't. Then Eimer, you say Baruch Dayan Ha'emes, Blei Shem Malchus. You do not recite it with Hashem's name. So again, if Chas V'Shalom, it's a relative, or Chas V'Shalom, or it's somebody who is a Adam Kosher, somebody who is a proper person, or Talmud Chacham, and by you hearing this news, it really hurts you. So you say the blessing with Hashem's name. If you just hear about somebody, but you have no connection, then you just say Baruch Dayan Ha'emes. If one received a Yerusha, a inheritance, so you make a blessing, a Berachah of Shehecheyanu. Like the Yerusha, if there's other siblings to split the inheritance, then one recites Hatov Vehameitiv. Okay, in Hashem, we will continue tomorrow. Okay.